Time now to take a step back in time as we introduce the Festival Foods Most Memorable Moments Award. At this time, would you please welcome from Festival Foods, back with us, the Assistant Store Director, Seth Peterson, as the presenter of this year's Most Memorable Moment in Packers History.
Good evening, and thank you for the warm welcome. It is truly an honor to be representing Festival Foods by presenting this year's Most Memorable Moment Award. December 28th, 2003, the final game of our regular season. A win versus the Broncos and a Minnesota loss in Arizona earns the Packers a playoff spot. Fortunately for us, suited up at running back that day was one of the best at continually moving forward, Amon Green. Determined to see the win through, Amon took the field with his teammates, backed up against their own end zone. Lined up in the eye behind his fullback and strong offensive line, 98 yards of open field ahead. Amon made it happen. A 98-yarder that still holds the record for the longest offensive touchdown run in team history, finishing the game with 218 yards, 2 touchdowns, and leading our Green Bay Packers to the playoffs. Please join me in welcoming the man who made it happen, Mr. Amon Green.
It's pretty cool right here. Thank you for the speech there. Awesome speech. Only thing you left out was Mark Tauscher, Kevin Berry, Marco Rivera, Mike Wall, Nick Lucci, Bubba Franks, Brett Favre, Donald Driver, Javon Walker is why I got that 98-yard touchdown run. Okay? Something, that I want to share real quick is I had 2 things run through my mind when that play got done. When I ran through the end zone, Lambeau leaped. 2 things ran through my mind. One was I went all the way back a week or 2 weeks after I decided to go pro. I'm out in California training with my sprint coach in Trabuco Hills High School in Newport Beach, California. We're talking about, my 40s, technique and coming out when I get to the combine in Indianapolis, what I'm gonna do and how fast I'm gonna go. And he always talked about, because he saw me play at Nebraska, he saw me do the things I did at the college level. He said, you got a special speed that a lot of running backs don't have. Very few guys have that type of speed. One guy in particular he mentioned was Bo Jackson, a guy I idolized as a kid growing up. He said, you could do something special. So that was the first thought. The second thought was my 2 older brothers who also played running back in high school from Omaha, Nebraska. The first thing they told me when I started playing tackle football when I was 8 years old, they said, when you play running back, don't you ever think you get the job done by yourself. It's the 5 guys up front, maybe 6 or 7, that get you to the hole, through the hole, and through the touchdown. So always remember that. So I want to, like I already said the guys' names, I'm going to say it again. Mark, Mike, Marco, KB, that's here. U71, we had a special package for him because of many things. One, very good at blocking, and I think he had 2 people on that play. He ate up, to help that hole just be monstrous. Nick Lucci, the fullback on that play. Brett handed me the ball, and just everybody that was on that field. Bubba Franks. I remember Bubba watching him, and this was after the fact on a replay. I saw him and Brett high-fiving each other and also trying to high-five the referee while I was still running down the field. So in Brett, fashion, just having a good time, And I say for myself as a teammate, as a player, as I was, and Aaron knows this, KB and Mark knows this. Any guy that played with me knew this, that I was locked in that whole game because what was said, during my introduction was the fact we had to get to the playoffs. We had a little stumble through the season. We had we backed into the playoffs in a way, but I wasn't worried about the scoreboard, in our stadium. I was worried about the scoreboard in Minnesota, But then first we had to do our job, regardless of how much, the run meant. It's like, get this win, then we go to the playoffs, and then we did. We finally got that victory. The Cardinals did their job, and then we went on a nice little run ourselves. So, again, I'd like to thank the Green Bay Packers. I'd like to thank the Green Bay Packer Hall of Fame, and I'd like to thank all my teammates that were on my team and definitely on the field that moment when I got the ball handed off for me on H2 Bob on that play. That was the touchdown play that was called H2 Bob. I can't remember the formation. It might have been green right or green left, but it was green right, green left, H2 Bob. Go 98 yards. So thank you guys. I appreciate everyone in here, especially my teammates. Love you guys. Those times in the locker room are very special, to myself and to my family because, we worked hard together and did a lot of things, accomplished a lot of things in this locker room that led to the other players coming after us. So I appreciate everybody, and thank you for this award. Appreciate you.
We move on now with the Bart and Cherry Star Recognition Award. Tonight's presenter of the Bart and Cherry Star Award is none other than Bart Starr Jr.
Thank you so much. So when Larry walks up tonight onto this stage, don't view him as a person who improved throughout his football career and became a Pro Bowl center. And when he accepts the award, don't say to yourself, oh, well, it's just another award he's accepting, because he's done so many of those in the past with his broadcast career. When you hear him speak, I'd like you to do this. Look at them, look at him closely, and say, there goes a person whose leadership was driven by his character, the sort of character that can allow your families and our family to view him with great admiration and the deepest sort of gratitude imaginable. It is my deep, deep and true honor to present the 2024 Bart and Cherry Star Award to a person who's been a leader with charities, with his career, with his football team. This is meaningful. My mom and dad loved you dearly, and I hope everyone here will understand why they did. He is a truly special person exhibiting leadership qualities to which all of us should strive. Thank you. Larry, come on up, please.
Thank you. Can we talk? This award comes at a perfect time because I am coming off a really bad week. I'm talking last week when the Ravens were in town. Football-wise, it was great. Matt LaFleur and company did a masterful job of getting things back on track with a terrific practice and game against the Ravens. But personally, it was a disaster, a real blow to the ego. With the Ravens in town, the last public practice, school about to start, there was a mob of people in the atrium. Now, I work here, and I have to go through the atrium to get virtually anywhere. So I'm thinking lots of people, bound to be some autograph requests, might be a good idea to carry a Sharpie to speed along the process. So one day last week, I'm heading to practice, going through the atrium, and I see a guy making a beeline for me. I'm thinking, here we go. I start pulling out the Sharpie, and the guy comes up and says, "Sir, could you tell me where the restrooms are at?" I pointed him in the right direction. My next trip through the atrium, I see a guy coming toward me, fiddling with his phone, the way people do when they're getting ready to take a picture. I'm getting ready to put on a big smile for him when he comes up, hands me the phone, and says, "Sir, would you mind taking a picture of me and my uncle by the Super Bowl trophy?" The next time I'm going through the atrium, a guy points at me, and he's clearly very excited, couldn't contain himself. I'm thinking, well, it's about time, and he hollers, "Wayne, I can't believe it. I love your voice. I love your call." "Hey, Wayne, just one time. Give me the dagger. Come on, come on. There is your dagger. One time, Wayne." I just looked at the guy and said, "That's the other guy." And finally, the coup de grace. Once again, a guy makes a beeline towards me, and he comes up and says, "Sir, do you know where the Hall of Fame is at?" I said, "Over there. And while you're in it, take a good look around, because I'm in the damn thing." Bart Jr., thank you for the kind words. Really appreciate them. You've done a wonderful job of carrying on everything your parents stood for. I'd like to introduce my bride of 52 years, Becky. Becky, please stand up. According to Becky, as a player, I never had a bad game, and as a broadcaster, I never had a bad show. Becky's not only my wife, she's my best friend. Love you. The thing that makes a Bart and Cherry Star Award special is not the recipient. I can assure you of that. It's the people it was named after. I don't know if I'm worthy of the Bart and Cherry Star Award, but I do know I've been very lucky. I get to be around the greatest team sport ever invented every day, as played by the team that Cliff Crystal called the greatest story in sports. I send a heartfelt thank you to the Packers Hall of Fame for the Bart and Cherry Star Award. I really appreciate it, but trust me, whatever I've done to earn it, the pleasure's all mine. It's been a privilege. Thank you.
To present this year's Bob Harlan Leadership Award, Bob's son, Mike Harlan. Mike.
My father loves this organization. He loves the rich history. He loves storytelling and talking about it. And for those of you that know him or have heard him speak, he's a great speaker. He's a great storyteller, and he has a lot of knowledge about this place. It's fun to listen to him. With that said, on to the man we are here to acknowledge, Sam Seal. Sam attended Western State College in Colorado at running back and led the team twice in rushing and receiving. He was inducted into the Western State College Hall of Fame in 2002. Sam is a 9-year NFL veteran, having been drafted in the 8th round of the 1984 draft by the then Los Angeles Raiders. Went on to also play for the San Diego Chargers. In 1995, Sam was hired as a Packers scout by general manager Ron Wolf, and he is a part of a small fraternity in the player development department to have served under Wolf and his 3 successors as general manager, Mike Sherman, Ted Thompson, and now Brian Gutekunst. Seal started as a college scout covering the Southwest Territory, then was assigned to the West Coast in 1997. He was promoted to national scout in 2018. He now heads into his 29th season with the Packers and 9th as a national scout. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the stage this year's Bob Harlan Leadership Award recipient, Sam Seal.
All right, guys, this won't be long, okay? The guys that I work in the back is making bets that I'm gonna cry up here, and I'm not gonna do that, okay? First of all, I'd like to thank Mike and his dad. This is a great award. I wasn't expecting this, but thank you. I'd love to thank my wife. If you guys don't know, as a scout, I'm away from home. I have 3 kids. My eldest went to Stanford. I never got to see him play football, basketball, baseball. My daughter, that's always with my wife. I love you too, because you take care of me. I'd like to thank Brian, Ted Thompson, everyone else. Now, they're saying that I bought these guys and I fought for them. I didn't have to fight for Clay Matthews. His play did that for himself. All you had to do is put it up on the board. And I might say this wrong, but I remember they told me when I went to USC, I think you came in at 190 pounds, 195 pounds. But when you came out, you were about 265, and you were a beast. All right, I see Nick Perry back there, Devontae Adams. I'm gonna tell you a story about Devontae Adams. I went to work Devontae out, and everybody was saying he was so slow. So I timed him, and he ran a 4.58. So I wrote on my piece of paper 4.54, because I knew if I would have turned in 4.58, Ted would have been like, there's no way he's coming here. Okay, so sometimes it's just luck that things happen, okay? Now, this is where the guys in the back might win this. When I retired from football, I was asking everyone, hey, could I get a coaching job? And they all told me go to high school and work my way up. And I was like, man, I played in this league for 9 years, and you mean to tell me I got to go to a high school and work my way up? So I'm sitting in my house one day, and my wife was like, well, why don't you call somebody that you played for the Raiders? And I was like, well, I don't know about that. The Raiders didn't really like me. And I had a buddy named Terry Rabisky, and I called him, and he said, hey, call Ron Wolf. And I was like, Ron never liked me. At the Raiders, I walked by Ron, he just looked at me. I'm too short. He don't like short guys. So I called Ron, and I said, Ron, I want a coaching job. And Ron said, well, I hired a head coach, and the head coach hired his coaches. But he said, I'll tell you what, you come up here, and if you want to scout, I'll let you scout. And I said, well, Ron, I don't know how to scout. He said, did you play Pop Warner football? Yes. High school? Yes. 6 years. Then college? 4. He said, did you redshirt? I said, no. He said, okay, that's 10. You play 9 in the league, that's 19, 20. He said, you could scout, come on in. All right? I came in, he put me in a room, and I had to scout some of the Green Bay Packer players, and I wrote the reports. Now, what people didn't know, he sent me out on the road, okay? Well, I'll take that back, and then I'll be through. I came in, it was training camp, and I was just out of football. My buddy Sean Jones was on this team. So I was out at the practice field, and I was just like, Ron didn't tell me what to do. He just said, go scout. But I was on the practice field, and me and Sean was joking. Terry Rubisky called me. And I'm not going to tell you what he told me, but in other words, he's like, you better get your butt in gear. Ron about to fire you behind because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. I was like, well, he never told me. I had to do 40 reports in like 5 days. So in 5 days, I did 40 reports, and that was 29 years ago. And Mr. Ron Wolf, I mean, without him, I love that guy. All right, like I said, I'm not going to be here long. Mr. Wolf, I thank you, and that's another thing. Every time I see him, I call him Mr. Wolf. He's like, don't call me Mr. Wolf. My name is Ron, Mr. Wolf. I love you, and thank you. Thank Bob Harlan. Thank you all.
Earlier tonight, I said what a thrill it was to be having dinner with so many special people in this room. And I now ask you to welcome the person who's at the top of that very special person list, the president and CEO of the Green Bay Packers, Mark Murphy. Mr. Murphy.
Well, first of all, I'm not special, so I'm glad, but it's a pleasure to be here. Congratulations, Sammy. That was great. Well, first of all, thank you, Tom. I appreciate those kind words. And first and foremost, I want to congratulate both Clay and Aaron on very, very, very well-deserved honors. You know, being inducted into every team's Hall of Fame is meaningful. I think it means more here with our history and tradition, and you both well-deserved. And it's great to see so many of Clay, you've got a hell of a family. You're young. You're going to be busy for the next quite a few years. But I think Aaron can show you the way as the kids get older. But my purpose here is to give you a state of the Packers. And I just tell you this, I think the Packers are in very good shape. I'm very excited about this season. You know, we continue to be a very popular team. We're going to have a number of primetime and nationally televised games, and for good reason. I'm really confident that we'll be a competitive and very successful team this year. Certainly an exciting team to watch. You know, last year, really kind of a year of transition, not really sure what to expect. And boy, I tell you, at the end of the season, we were playing as well as any team in the league. Beating the Cowboys in the playoffs, it's always a lot of fun as a former Redskin. And then obviously playing the 49ers right down to the wire. So I think another year of growth. You know, the other thing, and I know Matt and Brian have been very clear about this, every year stands on its own. You know, you're not, no success is guaranteed in the NFL, but I think we've got a young team. I know we were last year, we're the youngest team in the NFL, the youngest team ever to make the playoffs, and I think we'll be the youngest. We have a lot of really good draft picks. I think we'll be a youngest team in the league again this year. I do want to, wouldn't be possible without great leadership within football. I do want to give special credit. Matt LaFleur, who's not here, we are actually practicing right behind us in Lambeau Field, getting ready for the game against the Eagles. I thought Matt did his best job last year in terms of coaching. Started out fairly slow and obviously had a lot of transition, new quarterback, a lot of younger players. and just got better and better as the season went on, and obviously were able to make the playoffs. Also, he's sitting right up front. I want to make sure people understand what a great job Brian Gutekunst has done putting our squad together year after year. What, for me, the relationship that he and Matt have developed is really crucial to the success that we've had, and give them both credit for that. I also would be remiss if I didn't also recognize the role that Russ Ball plays. He's a real kind of the glue for the whole team and plays a key role. So congratulate Russ Ball, the great job that he does for the organization. I'm also very proud of our leadership throughout the organization and how well, as an organization, we support football, of course. I do want to recognize Susan Finko, who served as our lead director on the executive committee. She just went to emeritus status, but did a great job for us. And she also headed up the search. Some of you may have heard I am retiring in next July. But Susan did an outstanding job with the search, and wanted to thank her for that. And the search was really well done, and they found a great successor. I want to give special mention and special credit to Ed Policy. He's done an outstanding job for us. Stand up, Ed. Ed, I know I'm a little biased, but in my mind, you're about to have the best job in the NFL. But Ed's been with us 12 years, has done an outstanding job, and I think he will do an outstanding job as president, and I anticipate the transition over the next 6-7 months will go smoothly, and really excited about the future under Ed's leadership. I also just talk a little bit about some of the experiences that one of the real goals for us as an organization is to create great experiences for our fans when they come here, whether that's here at Lambeau Field or across the street at Titletown. Ed's been instrumental, particularly in Titletown. I think that's been a great addition to this community, and not only good for the community, but also the organization. We're very, very proud of these destinations. Speaking of destinations, we are very excited to be hosting the draft next April. So that will be, if you haven't noticed, up in the back wall, we've got our countdown clock. So to the second, in minute, you'll see. But really excited. So many people in our organization were a part of it. When the league started moving the draft around from city to city, pretty early in the process, we raised our hand and said, we think Green Bay would be a great place to host a draft. Initially, they said, well, you don't have enough hotel rooms, and you're too small a city. I think, though, between Titletown and Lambeau Field, we convinced the league that this would be the best place to host a draft and to recognize and celebrate our history and tradition. It'll be the biggest event not only ever held in Green Bay, but also in the state of Wisconsin. We anticipate over 250,000 people coming to Green Bay, Wisconsin next April. All right, in closing, we have so much to be proud of, and we're confident that this 2024 season will be a special one. Again, I want to give congrats to both Aaron and Clay and the other award winners, and thanks to all of you for your support of the Packers. Thanks again.
Okay, folks, what we have been waiting for, it is time to add another chapter to the Green Bay Packer Hall of Fame history. And now to present Aaron Campman for his induction into the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame. Please welcome the former chaplain of the Green Bay Packers and current business partner with Aaron at Align, Joe Yurkovich. Hey, Joe.
22 years ago, I met Aaron Campman at St. Norbert College. So I was really drawn to him as an individual and became a friend of his. But I did know this after my first encounter. There were a number of his teammates in the meeting we had together out at St. Norbert, and there was a little bit of a disagreement over the subject we were dealing with. And Aaron displayed this, a definitive understanding of what he believed and a willingness to articulate it without holding back. He had a sincere heart. And it's my privilege tonight to introduce you to Aaron, and I have to mention Lindy Campman.
First, I'd just like to thank the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame selecting me. This is a special group. It's a tremendous honor. This was not something I was anticipating, but something I'm very, very appreciative to receive. Next, I just want to express my gratitude to the Green Bay Packers organization. My wife, Lindy, and I have commented over the years how fortunate we feel to just have been chosen by this team, because Green Bay was really a great fit for us. The Packers organization and all the people that make this a special place are truly outstanding. It was a blessing to play here. I also want to thank the Green Bay Packer community, Wisconsin, and just Packer fans everywhere. You welcomed us, our family. You made us feel loved. You made us feel appreciated. And just like the Packers organization, this community was and it is a special place. And so thank you for your kindness and your support. My parents taught me at an early age how important it was to tell the truth, to be honest in all your dealings, to treat people kindly and patiently, to not let there be a gap between your actions and your words. Now, while that foundation was being built, I just remember loving football. Here was my plan. Okay, I was going to go to high school and play football, go to college on a football scholarship, and then I was going to get married. Then I was going to play in the NFL and finally retire at 40. Okay? Pretty specific dreams for a kid, right? And how crazy it is that I actually got to live that out. The first part of that plan was high school football. And that meant playing for Coach Thomas at Appington Parkersburg. And Coach Thomas was a special man. He reinforced and he amplified the virtues of honesty, faithfulness, and purpose. And Coach Thomas reinforced the importance of living with purpose and intent. Time is a gift. Don't waste a single day. That brings us to the next chapter, college football in the University of Iowa. I want to highlight three men: strength coach Chris Doyle, defensive line coach Ron Aiken, and head coach Kirk Ferentz. All of these men represented and they reinforced the virtues of honesty, faithfulness, and purpose. I saw this in Chris's mantra to break the rock, Ron's commitment to his family despite a demanding coaching schedule, and Kirk's tremendous example of consistency regardless of circumstances. So that's a lot of background, but the next chapter is the one that probably this room is most familiar with, the NFL chapter. Yet some of you may not know that for me, getting to the NFL wasn't a sure thing. I wasn't invited to the combine. Scouts didn't know what my best position was. The Cleveland Browns had the audacity to work me out as an offensive guard pre-draft. Okay, so I did not know what was going to happen. Thankfully, though, the Packers called in the 5th round of the 2002 draft, and Lindy and I, who were married in college, headed to Green Bay. I want to thank all of my former teammates and the guys, especially who came this evening. The relationships that we built through the time we were able to share. In the locker room, in the cold tub, in the training room, breakfast, lunch, in the back of the plane, at away games, in hotels, at restaurants, at each other's homes, Thanksgivings, Christmases. Those are great memories. The time we were able to share together working as teammates, pursuing greatness and excellence, striving, competing, laughing, sometimes crying, celebrating, but enjoying all of it. Lastly, my family. First, our children, Lucas, Benjamin, Eli, and Noel. Your mother and I are very, very proud of each one of you. And finally, I saved the best for last. My wife, Lindy. Let's give her a round of applause. Okay? There is no other person in the world that knows me better than Lindy. We have been together since 1995 as high school sweethearts, 24 years of marriage. We've been on this journey together. And with you standing up here in front of all these people that are here to honor me and to honor Clay, I want to honor you. My wife is a Hall of Fame wife. And so none of the chapters that I just explained, none of those happened without Lindy. And so we're going into the Packers Hall of Fame, and since I get a ring, she should get a ring, don't you think? Yeah, absolutely. Oh, you got to show them all of that. So I'm the green one, but Lindy's the diamond. Well, that's going to be it. We're going to close. Again, Green Bay, thank you very, very much. It's a tremendous opportunity for us to rewrite our conclusion in our football life chapters. We're very grateful. Thank you very much.
And now to present Clay Matthews into the Green Bay Packer Hall of Fame, please welcome former Packers defensive coordinator, Mr. Dom Capers. Dom.
Let me begin by saying what a great honor it is to be able to come back to Green Bay and present one of my all-time favorite players in Clay Matthews into the Packers Hall of Fame. There are three things that I remember the most about Clay and his career here with Green Bay. First of all, the impact that he had his first year that he came in. But the thing I remember the most about Clay's career was his unselfish and team attitude. Tonight, we welcome another great man into the Packers Hall of Fame. I'm humbled and honored to present to you Clay Matthews.
Growing up in a football family where my father, uncle, and grandfather not only played in the NFL but did so at the highest level, it was easy for everyone to assume that I would be the next generation of Matthews men to play in the NFL. Admittedly, that was my plan all along. After all, some of my greatest childhood memories were of my father's game days, running on the field with my siblings post-game, or leaving the locker room with cleats from guys like Eric Metcalf, Jamal Anderson, and Craig Ironhead Hayward. But the journey to be up here today proved to be more difficult than my childhood dreams cared to imagine. Fast forward to my junior year in high school. I had just started to physically mature, which was several years later than many of my peers and made high school all the more fun. I was undersized, slow, and weak, and suffered a myriad of ailments like Osgood-Schlatter, Seaver's disease, and shin splints, to name a few. Ultimately, I received 0 scholarships during my senior season and decided to walk on at the University of Southern California. After several weeks of training camp, where I served as a running back in tackling drills, and a pulling lineman so our defensive ends could work on their spill blocks. I remember coming home, sitting at my parents' kitchen table, and telling them I didn't want to play football anymore. But my dad told me the same piece of advice that his dad told him. Quitting is not an option. If you start something, you finish it. It's a motto our family lives by. My second year, I continued to progress and earned a spot on the kickoff team. He liked my hustle and gave me an opportunity. My third and fourth year were very much the same. I had not only worked my way up to being on all special teams, but I began to excel at them. I'll never forget when I was able to call my parents and tell them I had earned a scholarship. I can still recall the excitement and joy in their voices. I had given my family something to be proud of. My fifth and final year, while still maintaining my role on special teams, I started the season second on the depth chart, something I was all too familiar with. I started the year as a situational pass rusher and found immediate success in my limited role. Unfortunately for our national championship hopes, we lost an early game, our only loss of the year, and there were obvious changes that needed to be made. Shortly thereafter, my dad and I discussed how I needed to march up to Pete Carroll's office and tell him that I should be starting. Fortunately, I never had to have that conversation. Before the first practice of the week, right after warm-ups, Pete nonchalantly said to me, "You're in with the ones, don't let me down." That's all I needed to hear. Just give me the opportunity. Much like when I earned my spot on special teams, I didn't lose my starting spot the rest of the year. Fast forward to the 2009 draft. The New England Patriots were on the clock with the 26th overall pick, and they needed to get younger at pass rusher. Bill Belichick had also been the head coach of the Cleveland Browns when my dad had played for them, so it only made sense. That was until a 920 number rang my phone and the Packers graphics flashed on the TV with a trade. The conversation was brief, but whomever I spoke to asked if I wanted to be a Green Bay Packer. Of course, I said, but Green Bay was never on my radar. So almost immediately I hopped online to search where Green Bay was. Wisconsin. Okay, great. Where's Wisconsin? For a kid who grew up on the West Coast, never in my wildest imagination did I think I would land in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And I can honestly say, I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm standing here today, being honored as an individual, while recognizing that this achievement isn't possible without the help of so many others within this amazing organization. And no one was more important than my teammates. To my brothers, Kyle, Brian, and Casey, you guys are my best friends and biggest supporters. To my sister, Jennifer, I couldn't have asked for a more supportive and loving sister. Mom, you are the rock of our family. You have always believed in me and have given me the courage to believe in myself. You were and continue to be my biggest fan. Dad, you are an incredible man, not just for what you were able to accomplish on the football field, but for how you represented yourself off the field as well. I wanted to be just like you growing up. Lastly, to my beautiful wife and our 3 children, Casey, you are truly what holds our family together. You have sacrificed so much, your time, your career, your ambitions. I recognize that an athlete's relationship with their sport is selfish at times, and you have handled that with such grace. To my kids, Clay, Maddie, and Colton, I'm sure you're more confused than ever seeing Dad so emotional up here. But I want you all to know that you kids are my real legacy. So be great, don't be afraid to fail, and no matter where your dreams take you, I'll always be there to support you and celebrate all your achievements. Dad loves you so much. I'd like to thank the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame for this incredible honor. You guys do a tremendous job of preserving the history of this great organization. And to have my name mentioned alongside some of this organization's greatest players, coaches, and minds is truly special. This has been a tremendous evening. I want to thank everyone for coming out. I hope to be back soon. Get home safe and God bless. Thank you.